What's up, guys? Intelitech Studios here, and today we'll be vacuuming the living room with a Eureka TheBoss SuperLite WideTrack. And the next request, by the way, is the Bissell PowerForce Helix. So that will be the next living room vacuuming video. So, but this one was requested, so we'll do this one and then follow it up with the Bissell. And since this thing is really loud, if my voice sounds weird, it's because I actually have my earbuds in, because this thing is very loud. And I would much rather listen to Breaking Benjamin while I vacuum instead of listening to this awful thing. So, yeah. So, I did clean it out and everything. So, let's go ahead and get started. And the filter's clean and everything, so it's ready to go. So we'll see how good it does. So we can see here that it does pick up, like it did get everything up off of the floors and off of the carpets, but the thing you got to realize with these things is that you really don't want to get in the habit of using one of these as a daily driver for cleaning your house if you're actually concerned with that, because this is essentially a Eureka Quick Up, but in a design of like a compact upright. So I mean, it's, as far as I'm aware, it's the same motor. It's basically the same, a similar brush roll and a similar design, at least similar size, not necessarily, it is a little bit bigger, and it's obviously more close to a compact upright than the Eureka Quick Up is. This one is probably, you know, well, I wouldn't say probably, this thing's a lot more similar to a Dirt Devil Dynamite or a Bissell compact upright, like from back when, before they were called Easy Vac and didn't have onboard hoses. So it does clean decently as far as like surface litter. So if you're using this on floors, if you're using this on very low pile area rugs, it's perfectly fine. One thing is that the carpet, if you put it in carpet mode, it still spins when it's in carpet mode no matter what. So if you put it upright, it's not going to stop. You have to put it on floor mode if you're going to leave it sitting upright. Although, to be honest, this brush is so weak that, you know, it's not really like agitating all that well. It really at all. It's not really agitating at all. So it's not like it's going to tear up any sort of carpet, like especially something like this. We can see it's very soft bristles, not a lot of them, very thin brush roller, but it does stick out a good amount. This squeegee is obviously in need of a replacement. It's not perfect, definitely is worn out. So I haven't replaced any parts on this machine. I've just cleaned it, and even though I grease these wheels, they still do sometimes squeak and squawk. But see right there, 21st week of 2006 it appears. So I'm glad I got the WideTrack version, even though the one I had as a kid was identical to this, but it was the square based one. This one is definitely a lot more tolerable for a house like this, for even cleaning something like a living room. It's a lot more manageable. It's kind of reminds me of an Auric as far as this base design, with the way the brush is set up with the squeegee and all that. Although obviously this would be out cleaned by an Auric, hands down, but they're obviously in two completely different price classes. So, and then of course it spilled out some stuff, so we'll get that real quick. Also, apologies for my not-so-professional clothing, but I wanted to get something out. I just spent a lot of time working on the vacuum save video because every program I tried to use to edit the video kept crashing, and when you're editing an hour and a half of footage and clipping it all together, because my Note 9 won't record it all as one clip, every like half hour it'll cut it into a new file, so that's a pain. But yeah. So, honestly, for the $15 I paid for this, at first I was kind of like, that's a little much for it, but honestly, now, I'm happy that I have this little thing. It's just so cute, and, you know, you can't really help but love it, especially the nostalgia that I have tied to it. But look, I mean, you gotta admit, like, actually, I know I was just trash-talking this thing, but I probably should have looked at the bin first, because considering this thing has an incredibly small, whiny motor. Again, it's basically a Eureka Quick Up. It has a relatively pathetic brush roll, not a ton of suction or airflow. It does have a pretty direct air path, though. It got up a lot, like, honestly. I mean, it's hard to tell because it all stuck to this filter, but you can see all that hair and grit and fine dust. Honestly, like, that took me by surprise just now. I didn't expect it to get all of that. So this thing honestly has me a little bit pleasantly surprised, although I gotta be careful when I pull this off because that little flap that's supposed to keep dirt from falling back out is missing. So stuff can, in theory, fall throughout the bottom of this. and into here. But and obviously I guess it makes sense because this is the kind of crap that was clogged underneath in that clean out port, and that's why it was donated. So it makes sense. So maybe I preemptively trash talk this thing in this video before actually looking at what it got. You can see it's the clean out port right there. Just got a little bit of dust right there. But otherwise, oh, it looks like that seal's falling off. Not surprised. Obviously a 15-year-old machine is gonna have some issues as time goes on. But yeah, let me get that little bit that I just spilled out just now too. That is one thing, even an Aura can't lay like this low. You can set this all the way down on the ground and it's still making contact. So that's nice. It does, for a bagless machine, it does pretty good at getting low underneath furniture, although this is a little bit high. It couldn't get underneath this desk piece right here. And the shark apex was able to get underneath that. So, not perfect, but I mean, honestly, for the time period, this is pretty good. And I will do a full review on this at some point after I use it a little bit more, do a more complete video on it. But this is just my first sort of a carpet cleaning of this thing, as well as floor cleaning, as you can see. And it did get some stuff off the floors. Obviously it snowplowed big debris, but I mean, if you look at the design of this thing, that's not exactly a shock. And the locking mechanism does still hold, so see, it still clicks into place. When you pick it up, it still stays. So it's really good. It's in really good shape. So, yep. And of course, it has the cute little feature where you can press this in and push the handle down, either for storage or if you want to use this on like a couch or on stairs or something and have it be a little bit closer range, or if you want your kid to use this. I still love that feature. I think the Dynamite has that feature as well, but other machines like the Dyson DC-24, it won't stay like this. It'll pop back up when you try to pick it up by the handle. But yeah, so, and of course this handle piece is really cheap and creaks all the time, and they break very often. But anyways, that's the Eureka TheBoss SuperLite model, what did this say? Model 405B1. And this is Intelitech Studios signing out. And the next carpet cleaning video should be the PowerForce Helix, the older style. I forgot which model number it was off the top of my head. I don't know if it was the 1240 or the 12B1, but whichever one it was, I have that's good. I believe was it a 10 amp one? Yeah, it was a 10 amp one. So the 10 amp Helix, if I'm remembering that correctly, will be going next, unless something happens and I end up having to do something else. But yeah, so that should be the next one. So if you're looking forward to that, then hopefully you'll be looking forward to that. And yeah, so that's the Eureka TheBoss SuperLite carpet vacuuming. Oh, is this about to? Oh, yep, there it goes. So yeah, if you don't put it exactly upright, then yeah, it will fall back. Anyways, Intelitech Studios signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.